Now tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shy. Know I'ma get some game, tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get it all up from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
I know people right now that became your entry-level Mason. Mm-hmm. And 6 months later, they was able to give a little extra money. Now they 32nd degrees.
Oh, that's right. It's almost like church. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You pay enough, you can sit up here on the front.
We literally had that experience.
Yeah, we did,
church.
bro.
We literally had a church tell us.
I lost my job.
Yeah.
At one time, and I kind of slacked.
But not only that, heck, we was having a baby. It was a lot
of
maternity.
Yeah, we had just moved into a new house, and they wanted. I lost my job. I'm gonna be real with you, and I slacked on tithing because I had bills to pay and a family to take care of.
But you didn't stop serving.
I never stopped serving, and so one day I went to church by myself, right? And they tapped me on my shoulder, one of the pastors, because where I was sitting, I sat on the back row, the second row, because they were in a school. Asking for the building fund
at the time,
and we was me and wifey. We was drinking the Kool-Aid, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? We done wrote $1,000, $1,500 check for the building fund.
No, it wasn't the building fund.
It was.
No, it wasn't. It was for the pastor's appreciation.
Well, see, let me say this. Right.
Wait a minute, let me get to tell you the story.
It was Giving Day.
Because you know I'm trying to be this Christian.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be this. My family, we buying into.
But we did because we felt at the time
we thought we believed them.
No, we were being fed. We were being fed.
Yeah,
It wasn't until this.
Yes, until they woke me up.
Yeah.
Pastor Shay tapped me on the back of my shoulder.
Wow.
Yeah. Say, hey, I'm gonna tell you what got me. He said, I need to talk to you. I said, okay. And so, we went on the stage. Now imagine you're in the auditorium. The pastor sits on the front row before he walks up there and go preach.
Yeah.
Me and my wife and our family, we sat on that row right behind them for 4 years. They knew us.
I think it was a little longer than 4.
Yeah, they knew us. Yes. She was serving, doing altar prayer, everything.
Wow.
I was serving in the kids' church.
Yes.
And
I was in the back.
And the prayer, like when you come up for prayer.
Yeah.
Bro, I was the guy, you know how when the pastor come to his chambers when he first get there and he has a little shrine thing to go pray in. That was me putting that together. Yeah. So we were serving. They wanted me to be on the build up, but I had hurt my back. So I was like, I can't be lifting no speakers or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But what else can I do? So they gave me that position. So back to the story. They tapped me on my shoulder. So we go on the stage, right behind the curtains and we sit down. Brother, I noticed that you stopped tithing.
Straight up.
What? And I told him what had happened, right? And you know me, bro.
Wow.
I'm a man before I'm anything.
Yeah.
And you know what that nigga said to me? That nigga said, well, we gonna allow your wife to keep praying for, keep doing her thing. You ain't gonna allow my wife to do a motherfucker cocksucker.
Yeah, I don't need permission to pray for people.
I'm about to throw that little yellow nigga right off the stage, my nigga. And I just
don't need permission from the church to pray for anyone.
Yes.
And that just got me there. Or we'll allow her to.
Yeah, I got home. I said, babe, I don't feel comfortable here
no
more.
You didn't even tell me right away.
Yeah, because we loved it.
Yeah.
I tell you, yes, I did, because you know what they did for us? They told us if y'all feeling this.
No, you forgot a part.
They sent us to this. Once I go to this course, like, I don't know how to take care of my money. So they start sending us to this course, right? They sent us to this course. But the course was nothing but about fucking tithing. I'm taking time. I'm working way out on one side of town, rushing, trying to get back to make these meetings so you can tell me about more tithing.
Wow.
So they out there. So we nixed that. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's remember different. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, well, we were still going for a little while, and then one day he was like, I could tell he was turned off, and I was like, what's going on, And he told me, I'm gonna just be honest, and he told me what he said, and I was like, forget them.
Yeah, but something else had happened too that kind of turned you off. You was kind of, I don't know, the wife.
Yeah.
See, let me tell you how the hierarchy was.
I'm not with all the I just want to come to church, get a good word.
Yes.
Do my service.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Pray, go home. I'm not for all the clicky and
yes.
I hang out with the pastor's wife and we went like, I don't care about all that.
Yeah.
And so
I knew it was a problem. See, the pastor was American.
I gave it a good try. I gave it a good try.
From the hood.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but I came to know that he went to a school that my cousin was the historical band director at that school.
Okay.
Right? So, which is in the hood. So I knew how he grew up. But he went to seminary in Jamaica. Met his wife in Jamaica. And so she almost, when my wife and I first got turned on to this church, we opened it up and it looked like he's with a white lady. We was like, what's this nigga with a white lady? But she was black. Yeah, she was black. And then she had and then one of the first times we were early on in going to this church, she said he was giving the story about him wanting to start the church. And he's, this is God talking to him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is God talking to him. And so you need to start this church. Yeah. And so he goes to his wife and says, hey, God talk to me about starting this church. Well, you can start it as long as I can be co-pastor with you. God didn't talk to you, baby. That's what's going through my mind. So that rubbed me wrong right off early. Yeah. And then wifey started dealing with this lady and felt a little...
Well, it's because I'm this kind of person. I don't like to go off vibes. Right. Like, I'm not going to say, I don't. I'm going to give somebody... I mean, I don't ignore the vibe. I want to clarify that what I'm feeling is what it is, because sometimes you can meet someone and think they're a certain way and they're not like that at all.
Yes.
So I like to give a fair, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I can make sure I don't like you. Yes. And that's what I did. And
and it turned out
wasn't my
our first mind was correct. Was right.
Yeah.
So he's here. The wife is here. The wife's brother is who touched me on my shoulder. His name was Pastor Jaye. I'm not gonna mention his name. Yeah. Because he has a thriving church now. Yeah. They finally got their building built. You know what I'm saying?
And they're no longer married.
And now take this. So, oh God, I could tell you the story, bro.
Off air.
Off air.
Let's
just say hornbuckle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Because me and wifey have not been there.
Yeah.
But it's been some. She told a fact. They are not married now.
Wow.
And maybe he saw the writing on the wall. They ran off some good members.
Yeah, they really
did. And we wasn't the only ones they ran off by doing that shicey shit, because across the street from where they are now is one of those mega churches. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those old members go to that church now.
That wasn't the place for y'all anyway.
No.
Yeah.
And it turned us off about church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It turned me off about church.
It did to me, because I was on the fence about church anyway when I got with her.
Because it took me time to realize that it's about God and not the man. We all, to be human, is to err. So just because you the pastor or whatever, that don't mean, you don't make mistakes or you don't have character flaws yourself. So I'm here to get what God is telling you to give me, and all the other stuff I can do.
I have my personal relationship with God.
Let me ask you this.
And I honor God. I worship. That's the word I want. I worship God. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you don't know how I came up.
Yeah.
My grandfather's a pastor. You know Jerusalem Baptist Church here, the big Jerusalem Baptist Church. I think it's in the 3rd Ward. That's my uncle. That's Uncle Dave. That was his church. He built that church. That's my uncle's church. And then I had several other uncles that are pastors. So I grew up so into church, and a lot of people say, "Well, you should be a pastor, or are you a pastor?" And I'm like, no, I never got no calling. I'm not gonna be no pastor just cause they're pastors. Okay, you know, if I had $1 before I got with you. You know what I'm saying? If I had $1, how many times people ask me that?
What were you
but you know, that doesn't mean
I know what
that
you're
you're
gonna say.
not. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that, I used to get that all the time. Now, I'm not going to say I am a pastor, but I will say I minister. And what you do is minister.
Yes. We are disciples. You know what I mean? If you,
Yes.
And see, like, I'm a minister in our youth group at our youth church at our church. And I used to believe I didn't have to go to church because, you know, we misquote and interpret the Bible saying the people are the church.
Yes.
But it's an assembly. Yes. That makes up the church.
Bro, I came from the type of church that the people could put the pastor out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you were doing wrong, like sleeping with the secretary or doing something like that, they'll put you out.
At the church you were at, was it a church with a lot of men in it or was more women?
It was everything.
It was pretty equal because they did do a lot of ministering. It was a family church. Mm-hmm. That was literally in the name. And they did a lot of couples. Like they would literally have
just for the men.
Just for the men, or they would have remember they would do the couples?
Yes. Sermons,
Yeah, it would be Sunday and it would like be Sunday morning is just for married people. And the evening is for the single folks.
Yes.
And it was
you would do the thing that like on Saturdays, all the men get over here and we're gonna teach you and we're gonna preach to all the men.
Yeah.
Then his wife would preach to all take them to this thing called share. And it'd be for all the women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was great. When I tell you they had something going on.
I'm not gonna say it was a bad church, and I'm not gonna say I still feel like the main pastor.
Yes. He's a great person.
Guy.
Yes.
Great guy.
Yes.
But when you have people in your organization that
you're only good.
They're a reflection of you.
Yeah.
And it didn't take long. We was like,
his circle was too big.
Yeah.
You know what I could have
done? It shouldn't have been like
$1,500.
Yes.
Now this interview done went to a whole different.
I don't care.
But don't let that church hurt deter you from being a part of a thriving church that you can be used to help the kingdom. Because I was there before myself, and I'm thankful because I met my wife at our church.
Yeah,
and
that's beautiful.
I started off I work at our church as
Y'all
well.
Hear that?
And so
y'all can still find spouses in the church.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
indeed,
soulmates.
Exactly. So, you know,
I feel what you're saying, man.
Like our church, for instance, is very transparent, and we have never heard or seen or experienced anything bad towards our apostle.
Yes.
And our church is debt free.
Yeah.
We are a church that's probably, I think it's 22 years. It's a 22-year-old ministry.
Yeah, I read it.
That's debt free and paid for.
Yeah.
Sits on 48 acres. However, it started off in elementary school.
Yeah, just kind of like we did.
And
high school though.
Yeah, So don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a test, and eventually it's going to turn into a testimony.
Yeah.
Because we all have experienced sometimes.
I had already gone through it.
Yeah.
And it took me having a wife, about to start a family, about to start a new venture in our life, having this house. But when we was moving from, we changed our whole life, moving from one area to another area, right? And before we even moved out there, we had already started attending the church because I felt like a messenger had come to us. I'm the type of person who believes in fate.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody tells me something, like the person told us where to go get married. She looked up the place. Hey, how about this one? Oh, that looks great. You want me to look up some more? No. That's the one we're going with. That's the one we're going with. Mm-hmm. And it was, how was it, baby? Perfect. That's how I live my life. And so I was so much on the outs of going to church. And I jumped all in.
Yeah.
And then that happened. It just,
but
I love the Lord. Yeah. I love Jesus.
Yeah.
I love Jesus. 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 I l But
you know, I don't love
the business of church.
That's a trick of the
devil.
Satan. Okay?
I know it is.
He knew what was happening.
She been trying to get me to go back.
I'm just saying he knew what was happening with us. He saw the changes, all the positive things we were doing, and then he came and said, "Oh, I'm finna throw a monkey wrench in that."
He did it again. Let me tell you what he did. We started going to that church across the freeway I was telling you about. Then the pandemic hit. Yeah, he did it again. I was buying into it again. Hey, baby, we love a debt-free church.
Yeah,
I'm talking about a mega church that's debt-free.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that was unheard of. When we got there.
They don't even build nothing until it's paid.
Bro,
so I was like,
on the back of the envelopes, you know what it said? We don't believe in you going broke to pay your tithes. On the back of the envelope.
It was like,
if you want to tithe.
Wow.
And they don't take up an offering. The things in the back.
Yeah, you dump it in the bucket.
It's not.
We going to be fine without you.
They don't have no sermons begging for money.
Let me tell you another story. Based on that church. I used to be off on Wednesdays, right? And I used to always go to the Buffalo Wild Wings and give me some beers. You know, have me some wings. And one day I see a brother. I see a brother Oh, sure. I see a brother sitting at the bar. I said, okay, fine. You know, I'm talking to this brother. Anyway, we'll all this out. Anyway, I see a brother sitting at the bar. So we exchange, you know, he tell me who he is. He's the black guy that's that's depicted in the movie Black Hawk Down. Yeah, so he's, you know, the guy, the sniper guy. The sniper guy was the number one sniper in America at that time. He was number two.
Yeah.
And so I invited him to church, you know, because I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. And he finally comes to our church.
You're being a fisher of men.
Yeah, I'm being a fisher of men. He comes. I'm cutting to the because I'm leaving a lot out because he talked about Joel Osteen and all this type of stuff. So anyway, I bring him. He comes in, and I see him walk by. He waving me and my wife, and the first thing the pastor do is get up and say, "One of my new members driving a Porsche Panorama."
Yes.
Whoa, ain't God good? And then when he has a sermon about tithing, it's not a sermon. It's a series, a 3-part series. So the first time he goes in, you talk about this man's car, materialistic. Then you start talking about gimme. Then he said, well, maybe it's just this. I'll come back next week. And then the next week was part 2.
Came in the middle of
gimme. And so he was like, man, what is going on at this place?
Wow.
I've never been at a church where they beg for money like this.
But he just happened to come during that series.
Yes.
Wow.
But it was a bad time.
Anywho.
This morning, our pastor told a little story that they were so poor when they were coming up. He used to ride a bicycle to work, and it would be like it was a long distance.
Oh, wow.
And there's a member of the church. He called her up and said she used to see me ride my bike to work. And he made a little joke out of it. It's like, I bet you when she was praying for a pastor, she never thought that her pastor would be riding a bike to work.
Aww.
But he said that to say, I'm the same person that was riding my bike. I ain't never been to work late. I ain't never missed a day. So don't look at me how I am now, because I'm still that same person. And said I've never changed. And I'll share this because it's on the internet. He experienced church hurt to a point before he started his own church.
Yes.
Where he was on the foot of his bed about to commit suicide.
Wow.
Oh, no.
And one day he told us, he's like, if I would have committed suicide, none of y'all would have known one another. And so I thought about it, I'm like, wow, I would have never been married to my wife.
It's been families born
Yeah.
out of that church.
Yeah.
Because he didn't commit suicide.
Exactly.
I feel you.
And that's probably a great church to be at because he experienced that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some people ain't experienced nothing.
We need to put out some
Facts.
Some people ain't experienced nothing and they start a church.
Yeah.
I'm looking
You know
for
what I mean?
a pastor who's
Maybe I
been
just
hurt
found
in
the
past.
wrong one.
Take your time.
And on the real, like we say, I want to reiterate that pastor was a great guy.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
He just had bad people around him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Including his wife, and obviously,
ex-wife.
mainly his wife, and obviously he feels the same way because he divorced her.
It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
No, I'ma get some game tuned in with Super Tight, yeah. I get the low from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.